it's like the great secret of life is being revealed for those that take the risk and find out for themselves if it's real or not. What's being presented, this new presentation by Dwayne Hepner, and he has books available. The Adventure Is series he goes by Dwayne the Great Writer. They're available at lulu.com in the physical form, or they're available on the tech stuff by PDF stuff through Kelsey Lynn Brown or Dean Val or Henry Draper. For those that are, I guess, ready and the opportunity, if you're hearing this is being offered, the real guides know who's ready to have the opportunity to find out for themselves. You either get it or you don't. And if you don't get it this lifetime, you're going to be coming back in a worse condition than the world is in now. And you may even be robotized by the technology being used to keep you alive as a human slave for these masters or these authoritarians or brutalitarians that are in control of the religions and the educational systems on earth and the political systems of earth. So it's for those that are really interested in having the opportunity to find out what life's all about and get out of these psych realms so you don't have to go through any more hard lessons here, to be able to earn your way into these real universes of real freedom where there are no authoritarians or brutalitarians or all these things that we have found that we don't like to experience here in these psych realms. I guess that we have, when the opportunity is given, don't take it for granted. It's very important. It's probably the most important thing in a person's life, this particular life right now, to find out about this new presentation. These wonderful worldwide educators that are all over the Facebook and the YouTube and the Skype and many other things on the tech devices. There's projects in the development of an all-solar research vessel in the Nations United Universal University, which you have Dean Val here with us, that will be being created in the physical. And we have the turf is going on right now too, about the growing, turning land back into tropic or rainforests for the benefit of everybody on Earth, to be self-sustaining communities, to not have to be controlled by authoritarians, to be self-sufficient. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that, or about the new turf project, Val. You probably know better than me.
Sure. Well, I've been looking at some of the activities that other people are doing right now to play off of what they're doing around the world, and there's a lot of people out there that have been for years, like 20. There's this one couple, 30 years, they've been growing or reforesting trees. There's a section in the rainforest in Brazil, the Atlantic. It's an eastern part of the rainforest, particularly, that's being reforested by a lot of people, and they're having great success through different methods. It takes about 6 to 8 years to get some of these trees mature. Some of the pioneer trees they go 3-4 years. Some of the faster growing pioneer trees can be up and mature in 3-4 years, but some of the slower ones 6 to 8 years, and you got a pretty good stand. And if you have understory like a permaculture type food forest idea, you can have a real neat setup, so that you can even control the weather in a natural way, where weather patterns change and the animals start coming in, different larger ones, a lot of insects, based on first the soil has to be, especially where we're going to be out in Baja, we have to look at the soil, because that's basically semi-arid desert. So we're going to bring in the bacteria and fungus to activate the minerals, or to activate the, basically make dirt the soil, change the dirt into soil. And with different organic matter thrown in there to feed the soil bacteria and fungus, then we can really have a living condition to start off with the rainforest, and then after that it'll provide its own organic matter as the leaf litter and organic matter starts dropping, and insects start being born and die, and get a loam layer there. But it's a project waiting on the funding. It's coming, but it's there on the real side, as we say, and that brings up the idea that you can have these things in reality on the real side, but it takes agreement to bring them down in here. And yes, yeah, and it really does. It's like Dwayne said the other day, domino effect is like putting the pieces together so that we can have it manifest in the physical. But people have to agree along the line. I'm talking about the funding, so we can get this rainforest started and bring in investors and sponsors. Anybody who's listening, this is a humanitarian project that would benefit anybody in terms of both financially and just being a good steward here and the earth, and in the meantime becoming more aware and earning your way to more awareness, which we say awareness supersedes everything. So it's really the value of this. What we're doing for anybody is the awareness that they will occupy, and begin to see, perceive. So it's one thing we're doing. One of the things that is, in this case, very important, because the world is dying, crashing, being poisoned and polluted. So it's a good, we're stepping up. We're actually doing something and not just talking about it. But it takes some foundational work here in the beginning to get it getting off and running. So if there are any investors or sponsors, contact Tim through this show, and we can talk. That's kind of an idea, Tim. And I just want to mention also about the what when we talk about this isness. Well, we also say it's not about faith, hope, and belief, but in a sense, probably have to have a little faith that there's something out there beyond what you think you know or believe in to get this thing activated for yourself. It has to be a little bit of like something. If it's not faith and it's curiosity or some kind of like sincere wanting to know more, know more of what's going on. So that will activate you. And if you sing the new you, the key. It's like a spark plug, igniting the fuel for you to see more, to be able to get beyond or start seeing beyond the matrix. It's that connection that you talked about, where you'll be able to see things as life shows you. And it's different than your imagination, which is also valuable, but usually imagination is like something that you've seen somewhere before, or identified something before. It's usually borrowed, but what life gives you, you'll know the difference between imagination and really what life gives you to see. And then you play off what life gives you. You play off that perception that you get from life, this isness, and then you just move forward into more and more awareness and into the adventure that it is. So it's interesting the way it works. That imagination does get you up to a certain point, that and also the intuition, but after that, it's taking the risk to see and to really. It's not trust either. It's not really faith. It's just you just go into this unknown area that is for the personal self. But then you begin to see how real it is, and then you see the value, and you begin to see a real purpose with yourself, especially if you start contributing somehow and sharing what we're doing, and you'll really see what the value is with this, because things will start opening up in a huge way for anybody that does.
Yeah, thanks, Val. Again, there's a lot more to life than we see with our physical eyes. And this opportunity to find out a lot of stuff that we are unaware of, so that we can become aware of what life is and not take it for granted and treat the earth in a bad way with all the pollution that man seems to think he can just throw into the rivers and the ocean. And then when we have these brutalitarians poisoning our air with chemtrails and blowing up faults on the earth to cause tsunamis and cause the atomic electric plants to be dumping poison into our oceans and killing the life in the oceans, and then we have these weapons that they're using on Earth, directed energy weapons. They're like laser powers, I guess, that are causing massive fires all over on the Earth, burning the forests up so bad, and there goes our oxygen. So it's really a time to wake up. This is a warning that if changes don't take place, the Earth won't be a place that anyone would want to have to experience. When you can't breathe, and when your water makes you sick, and the food you eat being changed into something that is not healthy for the body, and all these vaccines they create in there. So, what do you call it? Modern medicine that they rely on, that are causing all kinds of problems, and the drugs on the earth that are being given out, and the alcohol being provided all over the earth and opening up holes in a person's aura through the drugs and alcohol. So entities from a lower astral, demons you might call them, or things like that, gargoyles or whatever you want to call them, they're pretty much in control of a lot of what's going on Earth right now, whether it's our head politicians or scientists creating all kinds of things that can kill people, whether they think it's something good they're doing or not. They're not aware of what it is good for people. And so they do all these weird things to cause poisons, and then you have this microwave stuff going on Earth, and they're developing it to the point where it can kill you, the physical body, if they turn it up on you, or they can control your mind pretty much. So it's very, very important to get involved with the new presentation and find out what's really going on and get to earn your way out of these psych realms into the real universes, so you don't have to go through any more of this hard lessons of that we experience here on Earth. At any time, this place can be blown up by beings from other parts of this physical realm. They have huge powers, and they like to keep us around to use as slaves and food and to torture us. They get something beneficial for them from that. They think they've got it all set up to use mankind for their purposes, and it's just, this new presentation is a wonderful thing being offered to the humans of this planet and other worlds right now. So if you're hearing about it, check it out for yourself. Find out for yourself if it's something important in your life. I don't know if there's anything else that anybody would like to mention today. I guess we'll just, yeah, Val, is there something else that you'd like to say?
Yeah, just it would benefit anybody who's listening to just pay attention to what's going on, to really pay attention, not just take for granted what you hear, even your family saying, especially the media, but do some investigation and research on your own and really look at things, observe, pay attention to even not only outward events, but what you're thinking and what your attitudes are and what you're agreeing to, because this is your life here. It's your investment with the body that you have this lifetime to take the opportunity to wake up, because it's both a great opportunity, and also it's a great time to lose a lot too if you don't wake up. It's going to be dying planet here, so it's not getting any better. I mean, even that, if you see that, if you're aware of that, and bypass all the, like the Today Show with those two gals up there, and, feel good TV, everything's fine, business as usual. Well, just look at the environment, what's going on with the poisoning of the oceans and the water and the food and everything. It's really not, if you take a good look at it. So just pay attention. You may not agree with what we're saying, but just pay attention and do your own research and look into things on a deeper level. Look behind the curtain. The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy, they looked behind the curtain and saw this guy pulling the strings, this old guy, and that's kind of the way it is here. But somebody's pulling the strings, and most people don't see it and are agreeing to it. So it's not to your benefit to agree. It's to your benefit to wake up to more of what life has to show you. So thanks, Tim, for the show.
Yeah, thanks again, Dean Val. And I just might mention that it's everyone's decision. It's your journey. So if you're having the opportunity given to check it out, to find out how to get your own answers. So I guess that we'll end the show with singing the new You song. Val, would you like to start?
New you.
New you. Thanks again, Val, for the information. We'll see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night.
See ya.